Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dylan Silver, and today on the show we have Steve Harris. Steve is a business and sales coach, author, podcaster, and owner of Gorgeous Business Solutions. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here, Dylan.
Absolutely. Before we hopped on, we were kind of talking, reminiscing, and also talking about some of the not so pleasant times about being in the car business and how we got into the real estate space.
Yeah. You know what? I am grateful for all of those years in the car business. They taught me so much, and really, I would say the secret to my success early on and quickly in jumping into real estate was the fact that I learned in the car business. Like I've always said, some of the greatest real estate agents will come from the car business if they can learn to, apply themselves. Because I went from negotiating 120 transactions a month to, doing 4 a month and calling it a good paycheck, so it was great. And so I had so many reps under my belt over almost 20 years.
There's nothing harder, I think, than having to tie all those deals together in the box. I had so much respect. I think if I heard you correctly, you mentioned that you went from being F&I to then training other people in F&I.
Yeah, so I actually I started as a sales guy, and it was, as so many people, not many people grow up wishing to be in the car business. So it was an opportunity. I did it, figured it'd be short term, ended up making a long career out of it. Had the opportunity to get into finance after 3 years. And then saw a lack of training for finance people and a really big lack of training for car sales people. Now, there was training available out there, but it was antiquated and old, and I didn't like it. And so ended up spending a lot of time training myself and then developing ways to train salespeople. Went to the general manager and I'm like, hey, if I give an hour of my morning before my day's supposed to start and train the sales guys 5 days a week, will you let me do it? And he's like, yeah. And so I ended up building, for the next 13 years, I was training salespeople, training sales managers, and training F&I people while also running F&I.
My personal mentor in car sales was also a F&I sales trainer to a degree. I would always see him coming into the dealership in a suit. He wasn't our employee. I believe he was a third-party vendor, but I learned more from him, a guy's name is Chuck, than anybody I learned from in the car business. And so I think it's interesting because this is actually, you're selling an intangible product, right? So when they have the car, they're like, I'm good. I'm just going to go sign up, right? But securing that asset is just as important. I'm in North Texas, so we're kind of Tornado Valley here. So believe me, we need to be as completely insured as possible.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where, and again, this transcends. I train people in a variety of industries now, whether it's starting their business or scaling their business or creating systems and processes in it, salespeople, real estate agents. I mean, I train them all. And it's the same thing. It transcends all industries. If you can identify the need, the problem, I like to call it the itch, and then apply a little pressure to it, and then help them understand that your solution is the scratch for their itch. And so in F&I, it was, how do you do this quickly? How do you make a friend real fast? And how do you point out where their pain point's going to be? Discover it fast and then point it out, and then provide your solution to that. And it really, it applies into real estate as well. Every single person has a problem that they're trying to solve through real estate, right? They're having to buy their first home because they decided they want to make more use of their money, better use of their money. We have people that are wanting to buy investment properties. We have people that are having to upsize, downsize, whatever. Everybody's got a problem. Our job is simply just to find the problem and then make sure that our solution is the best.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The F&I director at any major dealership in a city is a cool cucumber. That dude is working constantly, having to deal with headache after headache after headache after headache. So from all directions, from management, from the salespeople, from the customers themselves, people coming back, warranty, so many different things.
The lenders, the banks.
Yeah.
Yep.
All over the place. So you're doing this, and then at some point, Steve, we talked about you saw a similar trend which I saw, which was you used to be able to really make an incredible living in the car business at all levels, and then I started to see it become heavily survey focused. I was at a Nissan dealer, and I saw profits start to slip and income unpredictability like I couldn't comprehend.
Yeah.
And so you actually went a step further than I did, which was you started on top of your car sales career, your F&I career, you added in real estate right then and there.
Yeah. So I had married, had two kids, and so I had to keep income steady, and I did. Yeah, I saw the same thing. Profits are starting to fall. Very survey heavy. I'm glad you pointed it out because it's true. And so I started to go, okay, I see in the future the writing on the wall is we're not going to be able to make the money we used to. Put in the same hours, handle the same stress, but not make the same amount of money. And I wasn't okay with that. So I thought, what do I want to do with my life? At one point, I knew I wanted to invest in real estate personally. And so I thought, well, let's get educated in this and maybe I can do a deal here or there at the same time. So get off work 8, 9 o'clock at night, commute home, and sit down and do real estate school for a couple of hours over the next 3 or 4 months. I was in California at the time, passed my license, and then went right into it. So I was, working 65, 70 hours a week, commuting 45 minutes both ways, making lead calls on the drive down, on the drive back. When I wasn't busy in F&I was following up on escrows, ended up doing 18 escrows in the first 10 months of real estate. So got really, really, really busy, really, really fast. And just did it as long as I could. And finally got to the point that something had to give. I couldn't keep doing that. And so I elected that was the time to leave the car business, and still actually was training some of the people in the business, and went full time into my real estate career right before COVID struck. And I'm grateful I did that because COVID was a moneymaker for me in real estate. There was so many opportunities, and it worked out wonderfully well for me. Oddly,
Steve,
ended up moving to Washington during that time and running my real estate business in California and Washington simultaneously, flying back and forth to manage it during COVID because the business was there.
Did you have to get a separate license for your Washington?
Yeah, Washington has a reciprocal program. I just had to take a state portion of the test to do that. And so at one point I was actually ended up running a team of agents in California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. And so, I was,
wow.
I was licensed in a lot of places. when your association dues come due, remember I had to pay 7 every quarter. And then keep up with it, you know? So it was fun though. I love being busy. So it was great.
I am newly licensed, and I think I have to pay like $425 for the prorated rate for the year for the authority out here in Dallas. But you, for people who are listening, you're doing 60, 70 hours a week in F&I. It's truly long hours, by the way. For those folks who are maybe unfamiliar with what this role is, you can recall going to buy a car and then going to sign all the documents at the end. That person is there like from the time the joint opens until the end. And there's some of the most important people at the dealership. Everybody's money is riding on these people to get these deals funded and then also to make money for the dealership. So you're dealing with that. And you did 18 deals. Was this like the busiest you've ever been ever?
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, literally, I'd be sitting at my desk finalizing a contract with a client buying their car, trying to make all the money I can, because at that point, really the profit was in the back end, was in the warranties and the paint and fabric and the gap and all of that. And get done with them, go to my phone. I would have lenders that had things they needed addressed. I'd have things I needed to quickly grab my laptop and throw off a DocuSign. I'd have renegotiations of contracts. I'd have vendors that I would have to schedule on my days off. And sometimes I made some great relationships. So sometimes I can meet them at like 6 a.m. before I went to the dealership, do a quick inspection on a vacant home. So I was hustling. And again, that 45-minute commute was so good for me because I was able to make lead calls on my drive down and deal with issues, or if it wasn't too late, make lead calls on my drive home.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I could just tell that you were a F&I guy that I would have liked, because the amount of hustle is palpable. I can see it and feel it through the screen. And it's a grueling job. So amazing, and congrats on your success just getting through that. But how did it go from there to then you get through COVID? You actually see it as an opportunity where maybe other people would have seen it as this is a difficult time, and then scaling to multiple states. This is really phenomenal growth for someone who's new to the business.
Yeah, it was an opportunity. I knew that I wanted to leave California for just a variety of reasons, move my family out of there and up to Washington State where I live now. And so I looked into, okay, can I get a license up there? And I actually thought, gosh, I think I'll just move my license to Washington and I'll just do Washington real estate. But there was so much business still happening in California for me that it penciled to move up here, jump on a flight. COVID travel was actually easy. The planes were half empty. I made some great connections with the rental car counter, literally booking a compact car and having the guy going, I've got a Land Rover that needs to move. Do you mind just taking that for your rental instead? I'm like, yeah, this is great. So, and the money was good. It penciled. And then I started going, okay, now I can't handle both states. It's a rinse and repeat of the same. I'm going to work it until I literally can't handle the load. So then I recruited an agent to work for me in California. So he would handle that if necessary. He didn't have experience in luxury listings. And so I would fly down for the luxury listings, but I would coach him, equip him, ended up buying him leads. And then, okay, well, now we have some business in Oregon. I'm going to need some more help there. So I recruited an Oregon agent. And then now we have business up in Seattle. I don't live in Seattle, so I'm going to recruit an agent up there. So it just kept building. And then people started knocking on my door saying, hey, can I come work for you? And lenders would bring agents to me going, hey, if you want to excel, this is the guy to partner with. He will train you. He will equip you and give you the tools to success. And that's where it went.
It's phenomenal. If I was in the West Coast, I want to come work around in Texas. This is great. I mean, I think it's underestimated, just the value of making these strategic connections from a coaching standpoint, but also someone who's done it before. And then also with your background, which may be unique, but there may be other people with a similar path. you really knew already what the grind was going to be like. And you were like, okay, well, let's get my KPIs down, right? Which is a term everyone throws out. But in real estate, you can easily get kind of caught up in feeling like and what is it, selling sunset, right? Like just like
I'm not good looking enough for that show.
caught up in the glitz and the glamour, right? And in actuality, I forget what the statistic is, but it's like after 2 years, how many people actually use their real estate license? And so the really the first 2 years are critical, but at all times you've got to be, if you're in the real estate space in any capacity, you have to be agile. That's the biggest commonality I see between all my guests is incredible agility. I've said before, like neuroplasticity in their heads to go from one area of real estate wholesaling to fixing and flipping, which is different, to then note buying, hard money lender, if they can do commercial or it's like, I can't believe the amount of different career paths I've talked with people in the real estate space. And you're a testament to that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, really, and my biggest passion is sales and negotiation. I'm actually wrapping up the end of another book that's strictly on sales and negotiation. Because if you get really good at selling, whether it's a car, whether it's the back end F&I products at a car dealership, whether it's a home on the retail or the wholesale side, if it's, some of my clients have med spas and they're selling, medical injection stuff. It's restaurateurs selling. It's all the same thing. It's just a matter of replacing the widget in there. And so that's why I think it was so easy for me to pivot, because, okay, I need to fill out these forms. I need to understand that. But at the end of the day, I'm still just finding a problem, putting a little pressure on it, and providing the solution.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
This is an interesting process to, I think, develop, because people typically will spend years kind of doing what's comfortable with them, but you jumped in with systems and processes. Am I hearing that right? You said out the gate, we're going to have systems and processes.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, it started back when I was a salesperson in the car business. I knew that I love data. So I understand that numbers don't lie. I wanted, like you said earlier, predictability. I developed a spreadsheet to where I knew that I could set the bar of what I wanted to make. I knew based on my closing percentage, on taking it from a lot up to a demo drive to a write up to a closed contract. I knew my percentages. I knew my closing. I knew where I needed to get better, and it would fluctuate. But based on that data, I could set, hey, I want to make 15 grand this month. Great. Based on my current closing percentages in all these areas, I need to talk to 127 buyers in order to, car buyers in order to do that. I broke it all the way down to every conversation I had is worth $117.63 or whatever. So when I went out on the lot and I had that dude that was like, you're never going to sell me a car. I'm like, I just made $127 off you. You don't know it. So I kept my mind right. Take that into the real estate space. It's the same thing. I have statistics for my sell side and my listing or my buy side. And with my coaching clients, I give this to them to where they can plug in based on their current splits, their current averages. They can predict, I want to make $225,000 this year. Great. Here's how many buyer leads you need to attach. Here's how many seller leads you need to attach because of your percentages. Then we just break it down to, you can talk to more people, or we can skill you up and get you better at your phone script, how to turn it into an appointment, how to turn an appointment into a buyer or a seller, and then get better at your marketing and closing.
Steve, you're dangerous on the phones. I can already tell. I can already tell. The way you're talking about this is inspirational to me, because it's interesting. I haven't heard as much of this in the real estate space as of late, as I've heard in door to door, for instance, or in automotive. But I do personally feel like people can get caught up in kind of the glitz and the glamour and having the real estate license and all the things that they've gone through, and just kind of sit back, leads are going to come walking in through the door, my broker, right? And it's like, my big thing is fanatical networking. Like whatever I have to do, however many people, not just shaking hands, like podcasts, what do I have to do to talk to as many people as possible so that, when people pick up their phone and your phone's listening to you, Dylan Silver's Instagram feed is coming through now. And you're like, how did it pop up in here?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing is, and this gets lost and working with real estate agents across the board, most people think that as long as I get, and this happened in the car business too, as long as I get good leads, I'm good. I'm going to close these. I'm going to convert them. The truth is most salespeople across industries will call or follow up with a lead 1 or 2 times and then quit. Okay, they're not going to buy. They said they're 6 months out. They said they're 10 months out. Statistically speaking, it takes 12 to 15 contacts to close 85% of the leads. So we know that if you are calling 1 or 2, which 98% of salespeople in all industries call once or twice and then don't follow up any further because they're all looking for the low-hanging fruit, the now buyer. We want now buyers, sure, again, whichever industry. Statistically, we know that 10% of buyers are never going to convert, whatever the industry is. We know that 10% of buyers will always convert. Those are the low-hanging fruit that everybody wants. The money and the career and the lack of ups and downs in your commission cycles is in that 80%. And that comes to working your business, picking up the phone and following leads every day. And then, and I've just developed a course on this for real estate agents, purposely building a referral-based business. If we know that the average consumer buys 3 homes within their lifetime, and we know that 83% of them want to refer, but real estate agents don't ask for it, we're leaving money on the table by not working the business every day. You're right. They want to drive the white BMW, put on the suit, have their face on the business card, and think they're a real estate agent. I was just talking to a lending partner the other day who I'm speaking at one of his events. He's trying to call some of the top producers in his area, and they're doing like 6 to 8 transactions a year. That's not a career. That's a part-time job, in my opinion, if it's done right.
Yeah.
We can actually make people close 20, 30, and 40 deals with proper systems and tools, but you got to work the business. And it doesn't mean working more hours. It means getting skilled up and doing the right things to make sure that leads are coming to you. Your phone should be ringing. After a year in the business, your phone should be ringing once a month going, hey, is this Dylan? Yeah, I just heard about you from Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They said they had a great time with you. We're thinking about selling our house. Can we chat about that? And you're just like, money's calling me now.
My mentor says, money line.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great time to be alive. Can you imagine if you had to run an ad, you had to put your listings in the newspaper. Hopefully people would call you. They'd walk into your office. We make money on these things every day, but people don't use it, mostly because of fear, but also because they don't know what to do, which it then enhances that fear.
Steve, you've seen, I guess, 2 different, maybe more than that, different types of marketing. When you got into automotive, it wasn't like what it is today at any stretch, as far as social media, as far as, the iPhone, FaceTime. It might have been there, but it was very in its infancy. And so right now, I tend to see, and this is kind of sad, but either people are owned by their phone, like quite literally trapped by their phone, or they're doing, what I'm doing, what you're doing, what I'm trying to see other people doing and get to, which is like all communication on every platform. You're going to find me some way or the other. Like, you might not see me on Facebook, you'll see me on Instagram. You might not see me on Instagram, you'll see me on Apple Podcasts. You might not see me on Apple Podcasts, you'll see me on Spotify, you'll see me on YouTube. You might not search me at all, but your phone's listening, and so I come up in your feed, right? And so what's your perspective on this? And do you think that people who are like in the old school, hey, I'm not going to do that they're really missing out?
Yeah. So, and this is not my term. I picked it up from somebody else. We are living in a trust recession right now. I am seeing now with Gorgeous Business Solutions, we do, like you said, coaching for business owners. We do sales and negotiation coaching. We actually have an entrepreneurial lifestyle coaching to learn how to actually continue to have a real life while you're working hard. but we also do website design, logos, branding, all that. And so we work with businesses throughout the United States in a variety of things. One thing that we are working on every single one of them with, whether it's building their website, doing their branding, social media strategies, people want to, we went so heavy into technology that we lost the human connection. And we are seeing statistics are backing up that people want to do business with people again. They want to start interacting. And so the more they can see you, the more they can see you on different platforms in different ways, the more they're going to want to do business with you. 93% of people will make a decision to do business with you before they ever talk to you based on what they see everywhere. I used to tell my team of agents, hey, if you're going to call somebody, you've already chatted with them, you're moving forward in the process, shoot them a video text message. Do not text them. Shoot them, record yourself. I don't care what you look like. Maybe check the background, make sure a dog's not doing his business behind you or something, right? But if you're in the grocery store, you've got your kids, you're at your kids' sporting event, let them see that you are a human, that you are a person, that you are normal. Because people want to do business with those they like, trust, and respect. If you're some super polished real estate agent that's always wearing a suit and you're looking money, that's great. But Mr. and Mrs. Smith are having to juggle their child's busy schedule, and they want to understand that you understand that too. And so the more you can be out there, the more you're going to be seen. And you're right. There's some old school agents that have been doing it for 20 years that are still doing it the old way. And they're waiting for somebody to pick up the phone and call them. There's too many people in this market. And you know, to take it to one of my biggest points when I'm teaching people, it goes back to the first sale. You have to know that you're the best solution. I know so much that I am the best real estate solution for anybody in my marketplace that if they are not working with me, I am doing them a disservice. So I have to insist they work with me because I need to protect them from the other agents that are out there that are not providing the value, that are not providing the solution and the care and the systems and the tools that help their real estate agent or their real estate process actually be fun, educational, and rewarding, and something they don't have to fear when they do it again. And that's why they'll come back.
So awesome to hear. You know, this is exactly the kind of mentality that any entrepreneur in any field, right? But real estate is definitely, you know, at the forefront because we're both in it. You have to get so good. I would buy a home from me. I want all my family to buy a home from me. And actually, anybody who is in my network, I'm doing them a disservice if they don't know that I'm able to list their home or that I'm able to represent them in a transaction in some way. And
100%.
you know, branching off from this, but along the same line. There's however many, you know, real estate agents in the country. Some people think too many. Some people talk about statistics that I mentioned earlier. You know, a majority of real estate agents don't transact after 2 years. But as a newly licensed agent, I got licensed last week. I actually feel like, and this is probably, I don't know if you'll agree, I actually feel like there's not enough. And the reason why I say that is because there's so many hungry people who may think real estate isn't for me, right? But there's so many ways which you can operate in real estate. And whether it's you being an investor, whether it's you being listing homes, right? There's ways where that license can benefit you, and which will just open doors. Like the whole real estate community that I'm involved in now is in large part due to just me being able to say, hey, I'm a licensed agent in Texas. And, you know, I just think that this opportunity is, whether you're going to be a licensed agent or not, this opportunity is not limited to where you came from, to you know, car business, to real estate, to your family. I have nobody in my family who's doing this. It's just limited to like, how much can you shake hands? Like you said earlier, Steve, how many, you know, videos can you send to people? People will eventually get to know you, if not for just like, hey, I've been seeing you all over the place. Do I know you?
Right, right. You know, it's an absolutely fantastic industry. I think we have a large amount of people that are kind of hobbyists in it, and so I you know, they're not really full time. They're not training. They're not getting better. You are helping somebody with their largest purchase of their life, and so I think it's very important that you're skilled and knowledgeable and able to actually do it. I've seen people get hurt in it. I always tell people, if you lose your earnest money deposit, it's a failure on your real estate agent. There's too many ways with the properly written offer, you don't lose it. So yes, I think if you are somebody who has the work ethic and the ability, that is something I cannot train into anybody in any industry. You come to me hungry, you come to me with a work ethic and a willingness to learn. The skills, I have told people this all the time. Real estate is the easiest business to do. It really is. It's not that challenging. You have to put in the work. You have to follow through on what you do. If you follow through on your word, you serve at the highest level, you pick up your dang phone when agents are calling, when clients are calling, and then you respond and find the information they need and assist them from a heart of wanting to solve their problem and help them in their time of need, you're going to rise to the top 5% easy. And then with some great coaching, I can get you in the top 1% super easy just by applying the systems and tools that are already created that people just aren't using because it requires the next level of commitment.
Such good points, and I just feel like if you have that hunger within you, the real estate is surprisingly a welcoming community. Like, you may think on the outside looking in, like again, you see the kind of glitz and the glamour, the white Land Rover, right? And it can be intense. I was for me. I'm like, I have nobody in this space, right? But then when you actually go into these rooms, even if it is intimidating at first, you realize people are like shockingly open books. Like, I've gotten so much information from people just by saying, hey, how do you do that? And they'll just give me all the game that I might have had to pay them for otherwise, but I got in the room.
Right. I've been, and if you get in the industry, definitely go to the conferences, because you're right. There are some people that are absolutely wonderful people. I've had so many times, even at a conference where I tried to go sit at a restaurant and just have one meal to myself and be quiet and let my brain. No, people come up and start chatting with you. I got invited to speak on 3 different stages because I met somebody at a conference. We had a conversation. They called me a week later and like, hey, I'm doing this event. Will you come speak at that? I'm like, sure, because they are welcoming. And honestly, I think so many of us enter this space wanting to be really great and wanting to really serve. And so when you find people that have different skills or different ways of doing stuff, many of us are attracted to that and go, can I learn and can I be a part of it? This is why real estate teams exist, because you get a lot of people joining together and learning. Especially, I always recommend newly licensed agent, start with a team, learn great systems and tools, and then build out from there if you want to. I had some great agents on the team that had no desire to go out on their own.
Steve, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for asking. So our company, Gorgeous Business Solutions, and that's www.gorgeousbusinesssolutions.com. That's where we have access for our 3 different levels of coaching, website design, branding, logos, everything there. I'm on LinkedIn, Gorgeous Business Solutions, and Steve Harris. On Instagram, Gorgeous Business Solutions, Steve Harris. I do have a podcast called The Whole Business, which is talking about it's designed for entrepreneurs who are looking to not just have great, successful businesses, but have a wholly successful life. And so that's everywhere. You can find podcasts on YouTube, on social media, on Spotify, all the number of podcast places.
Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.